a mayoral candidate.
Right, he
Former
ran for mayor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I wanted so badly.
I
to
did.
see
I voted.
you.
I voted for this man.
So
Yeah.
badly to see you get
Yeah.
in there. I think you would have been great. And really, it should have been a boxing contest. That's
Right.
the way.
That's
you know,
the way
wouldn't it
we
be
should
great?
do elections now.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, just have a boxing contest. You got it. You got it nailed.
Yeah, you know, and even at that, people have no idea. Nothing's hard.
Right.
You know, nothing's hard if you give it a try.
Right.
I mean, I was born and raised in Sacramento.
Right.
I can tell you stuff that the people that run in Sacramento have no clue of.
Right.
You know, I can tell you places to go that they have no clue of.
Right.
You know, I can tell you things that we used to do back in the neighborhood that they have no clue of.
Right.
But yet they want to run a city that they have no clue of.
Right.
You know, and here's what it is. It's not like I was saying. It's not really hard to run a city.
Mm-hmm.
It's like running a business.
Right.
You know, you don't have to know everything.
No.
You know, there are some things that you're
Hire a
not going
mechanic.
to know. Right? If you want to fix your car, hire a mechanic, or you're going to be buying a new car.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you get people in place to do the
Right.
job that you need to get done, and half of that's already done for you.
Well,
you just got to make sure that you're on the same page.
I liked when you were running for mayor. I think you really had some fresh views on the city and some changes that could be made to help us grow, to help us overcome maybe the homeless problem, and a lot of issues that you were kind of bringing to the attention that have now become more forefront issues than they were at that time.
Right.
You know?
See, you know, and it's, you know, the sad part is I like Sacramento. I'm born and raised here.
Right,
You know,
right. It's your hometown.
You know, yeah, but you know, you go around town, you start seeing all the messes and all the stuff that's going on in Sacramento, all the trash that's everywhere. And you're going, this is not the town I grew up in.
Right, right.
It's,
Yeah, I
it's
think a lot of
changing.
us feel
And you know, the sad part is people are getting used to it.
Right.
You shouldn't have to get used to a place where you can't take your kid downtown and hold their hand over the other kids and walk to a park because you know.
Well, look at K Street. You know, you go down to K Street and it's like, you know, it reminds me of the Batman movies.
Yeah.
You know, and they're walking from the movie theater and you know, this family isn't safe because of what ultimately becomes the Joker. You know?
Right.
And so you want to take your family to go downtown, but yet, do any of us really feel safe in that environment?
No.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's like you know, it's like the homeless community. You know, a lot of people don't know a lot about the homeless community.
Right.
You know, a lot of the homeless community want to be homeless. I'm not saying all of them, but there's a lot of them that do.
Well, I think the homeless problem is kind of threefold. One, a drug or addiction problem of some sense. So they don't want to give up the drugs, and they have maybe opportunities to work to kind of try to get their life back on track. They don't want to stay clean to do that. And then you also have mental illness running neck and neck with maybe an addiction problem, and then just the homeless, being homeless being a problem.
You know, I'm not a AOD services type of person, but I do know a little bit. I have friends that are, and I learn a lot from my friends. You know, I've been in Bell. We've been dealing with the homeless for years, and you know, you learn that homeless got money. You know, don't let them fool you. They get paid from the state. You know, they get checks just like we do. And you know, their time they're in jail and they have a $25,000 bail, and nobody wants to bail them because they're homeless. Well, I do because they're homeless. Why? Because they have money. Because they're going to follow that money, and you can trace that money with them. So you can find them every first of the month, and you can find them anywhere. You know, because they want that money.
Right.
You know, so it's and some of the amounts of money that they get are ridiculous. And you're thinking,
really? Well,
these fools they be telling, and I'm working.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So, makes you wonder.
So you know, there's some out there. Don't get it twisted. There's some out there that you know. I normally don't give money to homeless people because they just want your money. They don't want food. They don't want help. They want your money. They want to do what they want to do with it. And so, but if you know, once in a while, I'll hear a sad story or I'll see someone that just is down on their luck.
Right.
You know, everybody deserves a hand up. Not everybody deserves a handout, and I don't give handouts, but I do give a hand up.
Right.
So that's what I do. You know, so I don't do it a lot, but if I see someone that's just struggling or not even the homeless, maybe you just have a flat time.
Just something hits your heart that maybe this person, you know, maybe if they got a little help, maybe they would be able to change their situation. If I can give them a couple bucks, and who knows?
Well, you know what I do? I don't give them money, but I will buy them food.
Right.
You know, so because God always says, don't give a man money, but feed him.
Right.
So I do.
We do that all the time ourselves as well.
We do too. So any future plans for mayoral run again? You ever think about that? You know, I mean,
yeah, but you know what? I don't think people want everything too. It seems like people want it. I'm from a place where nothing's free.
Right.
You have to pay and work for everything.
Sure.
So I'm from that era, and so I believe that, and I think you have the right to work. You have the right to go out and live your life and do what you want. And have, as long as you ain't bothering other people or messing with other people, do what you do.
Right.
You know, I've always believed that.
Right.
You know, but I don't believe now. Don't get it twisted. If you are disabled or you can't work for some reason like that, don't say you're disabled and you're really not, because you'll get caught.
Taking advantage of the system.
Don't take advantage of a system that's already letting you take advantage of it. You know, 'cause that's got to stop.
Right.
But if you have some disabilities or something like that, we're here to help you. Our vets, we have to help you. There's no doubt about that. You know, there's some people that we have to help. Other than that, all we have to do is give them the opportunity to get a job and work.
Right.
That's it. My job would be, I think one of my jobs as a mayor would make sure that opportunity happens, so that we have enough jobs here.
Creating opportunities.
So that,
and to grow the community. I mean, if we don't grow the economy, then we all die. Right?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
And if we don't work with small business and helping make sure small business, then we all lose.
That's you have 10 big corporations, but you got 1,000 small businesses.
Right. And they're the ones that are hiring a couple of employees here, a couple of employees there.
It really is. Yeah.
Exactly.
From your run as mayor, I would like you to talk a little bit about, some of us think about running for political office, but I mean, you have firsthand experience. Did that make you a big believer in running for office, or from the things you learned there, you went, I gave it my best shot. I don't think I would do that again.
You know what? I've been trying to get out of Sacramento. Out of the place I grew up, I was raised, which is kind of sad.
Right.
Because it's just getting stupid. I mean, everything about Sacramento, the homeless, how the city's not taking care of anything anymore, it's everybody for themselves. That's what it shouldn't be, so for me, if I don't get out of here in time, because as mayor I also learned a lot of stuff.
Right.
So, or as running for mayor anyway, you learn a lot, and so there's a few things out there that I would change. Again, everybody says, we can't give the police too much this and too much that. Then what do we give them? Right. Do we let everybody just run around and do what they want to do?
Right.
That ain't going to happen. Because watch this. Yeah. If it wasn't for my boxing career and how it turned out, I'm telling you, I'd been in prison today. Because, dude, you know what?
Boxing changed your life.
It really did. Dude, I was a nut.
Right.
Because I didn't care.
Well, see, and that's another thing that people don't get. We have to keep those sports programs and those arts programs and those music programs available for kids, because if they don't get involved in that,
they're going to get involved in something else.
They're going to get involved with the gang.
And I agree.
And
100%.
Soccer changed my life.
Yeah.
From the time I was 10 years old, I never would have got on the radio because I was a shy kid. But playing soccer and meeting people and being in front of people changed my life.
Some of the old King players that I was talking to when I was running for mayor, they had a great idea on how to do an after-school program that would take kids off the streets into this program for either homework, would have been a must, homework and sports.
Right.
And, to the parents came home, because, it's a two
you've got a lot of that anymore.
People have to make a living. You have to have two people working all the time. So, I mean, that's just the way the world's going. But, the plan that they had took care of the kids until the parents got home.
Right.
Which would be perfect. And I thought, oh my God, this is a perfect.
Right. Great program.
That's a great program. This should be in every high school. This should be in every junior high school. This should be everywhere, you know?
Right.
And, after I obviously didn't win, so it just went away.
Right.
And I'm thinking, that was a waste. I mean, I feel that was a waste. So that would have been something really good to keep kids, because Sacramento does develop some great athletes. It really does.
Oh yeah, Sacramento's been a hotbed of
nobody can take it away.
Baseball players, boxers, all kinds
football,
of athletes.
baseball, soccer, you name it.
Dusty Baker's from.
That's what they tell us. So we believe it.
You don't know? Oh, Dusty Baker's a good dude, man. That's my buddy right there.
Yeah, we just interviewed his chief winemaker was just on our show a few weeks ago. So that was fun. Yeah, we got to taste some of Dusty's wine.
Well, you know what? Like even Sacramento has that boxing the sports hall of fame.
Right.
And it's an awesome thing. Let me tell you something. I'm a 7-time Hall of Famer anyway.
Nice.
But
we need some sound effects.
Right there.
But you know what? In Sacramento, was one of the best ones I've ever been invited to.
Wow.
It really is that good. I mean, it's one of the nicer ones.
Right.
You know, you go to Hall of Fame, you're thinking, okay, this is going to be a suit and tie type of thing, but it's kind of not.
Yeah.
But, you know, I tell you what, Sacramento, there's a couple of them, maybe two that match Sacramento.
Right.
And that you're going, wow, this is nice, this is cool. They have it all together.
Right.
No, so you know what? Like I tell people, man, you should come out and support the Sacramento Hall of Fame because it's a great deal.
Right.
There's athletes out there from. There's a bookload of athletes that we've developed.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
And I'm going, oh my God, I never heard of half these people, or I've seen them, or I've seen them on
Spitz,
TV. Yeah.
You could just, I mean, on and on and on.
Way you go back and back and back. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. And I'm going, and once they're there, or you know, maybe they passed because they're so long ago, but their family's there.
Right.
I mean, you can talk to the family, you know. Because I mean, some of the swimmers or some of the baseball players that they do, and the stats they have is like, oh my God, that's pretty amazing. And it's times that they were playing. Right. Now, mind you, this ain't the millennials.
Right.
This is back in the 60s and 40s and 50s. And I'm going, holy crap, you know, this is really good.
You know, I mean, just look at something like Major League Baseball. You know, back in the 50s and 60s, these guys had to work real jobs and figure out how they were going to play baseball.
Yeah, they didn't get millions of dollars.
And so I had a teacher in high school. I grew up in Chico, about 90 miles from here. And he had won the 68 Olympics and won a gold medal. Came to school and told me, I'm going to bring my gold medal and show it to you someday. And I laughed in his face because he was a heavy set guy, glasses, bald. You know, I would have. I thought he was pulling my leg. And and I was kind of known as an athlete at that time.
Age gets us all.
Yeah, it does. And so he brought his gold medal, let me hold it, and looked at it, and you know, he was in that 68 Olympics, which is historic for the racial inequality. And you know, and so. You know, we have to support local sports and local athletics
for sure
because of what it gives to the community.
You know, without it, I mean, what would we really be? You know, because of the Kings, we've advanced a lot.
Oh, definitely.
You know, because of the big talk of soccer, I haven't seen it yet, but you know, the big talk of soccer, we advanced a lot.
Right.
You know, any kind of sports franchise is going to advance the city in which it's in.
Right.
You know, because watch this. Like even when I was running for mayor, I was thinking, why are we taxing the poop out of us? Let's bring in out of town money. Let's do something. Let's make a waterfront. Let's do something. Let's bring out of town money.
Speaking of which, you had a great idea. Waterfront for Sacramento,
like a river walk, or something like that. Yeah,
you
it
know,
was a great idea.
And at the time, you know, we had every means to do it.
Right.
You know, we had every means to get it done. Because I'm not going to say something that I can't do or not want to do.
You don't seem like that kind of guy.
If I'm going to tell you something, I'm going to do it. You know, especially if I'm telling everybody, I'm going to TV. Yeah, we're going to do this. Yeah, I'm not just talking smack. It's because I know I've already talked to you that we can get it done.
Right.
You know, so you know, I don't. Yeah, he said this. You know, but you know, and that's what this city needs. You know. But everybody and the mayorship is a nonpartisan seat.
Right.
But you know, when I was running, everybody was going, "Are you Republican? Are you Democrat?"
Right.
I'm thinking, "Are you dumb or what?" It doesn't matter. You know, it matters what I can do. If I'm telling you this is what I can do, and I'm good. But then again, a lot of people don't know me.
Right.
You know, so but people that know me will tell you, "Hey, man, if Tony says it, he's going to do it."
Well, I think the other thing that kind of you got caught in the middle of, and which I think is unfair to former professional athletes when they decide to run for political office. The only thing people look at is kind of, oh, they were a professional athlete. Yeah. You know, and that can become a good thing for them. It can also become kind of a negative thing because then people are coloring that they don't have the experience to be in that political office. And, you know, a lot of things come out that way.
You know what? If you live in any city, anywhere, let me tell you something. Get involved. That's all I did. I swear, that's all I did. You don't have to know everything. What you have to do is know a lot of people. It's not what we know, it's who we know. Right. And that's anything and everything. That's the real
networking.
way to,
the keyword networking,
all it is.
You know?
That's really what it is, you know? Man, Tony, how do we do this? I don't know, but he knows. Let's get him to get it done.
Now, I did that with Tony. And, you know, I grabbed him on Facebook, sent him a message, told him that we do a show. And, you know, we'd love to have him on, come and talk about his boxing career and the things he did as running for mayor. And so, I mean, it's all networking. Introduce yourself to people. Yeah,
I got kicked off of Facebook.
Yeah, I saw that.
Can you believe that? They kicked me off.
Well, I've been
suspended several times. It hasn't happened in a while.
And this time, I swear, I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I was only on for 2 days, and then they said, this is what they told me. They sent me a little text, you know, how they sent it to you. They said, this is something that you said last month.
Wow.
I'm going, didn't you guys already suspend me for that one?
Wow.
I've already
and
been
coming back and getting you again. No,
I go, it's not double jeopardy. You can't do that.
Facebook jail.
Well, that's what it is. But what happened to free speech?
Exactly.
You know, what happened?
Now, you
Freedom
know,
of expression.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing is we've all seen some things that get on social media.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee you, I've seen things that are worse than whatever you said.
Oh yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
For sure.
And all of a sudden, it seems like social media is judge and jury on
Everything.
What is political thought is right, what is, you know. I mean, the thing is, as long as you're not assaulting somebody, say, in a physical manner or character assassination and claiming something about somebody, I really don't see why they should kick you off Facebook or kick you off Twitter or
anything, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if well, so I'm looking for some big investors. So here's what it is. Let's go and start our own.
Yeah.
Not a parlor, not a Facebook, but something where we can keep the child molesters off of and all the weirdos out of.
Right.
But we can have fun. We can have free speech. We can
communicate
talk about it.
with each other.
We can have a good time.
The whole infrastructure.
Yeah.
You know, the thing
Get rid of all that.
the thing I don't like about the time we're living in, and I think you guys will agree because I know you pretty well, and I've seen Tony and what he has to say is, you know, we got to stop identifying each other as you're a Republican, I'm a Democrat.
Yeah.
And we got to identify as Americans or Sacramentoans or whatever, because we have a lot more in common than we do in difference.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, you know, when we grew up, people would disagree, and maybe your dad would have a disagreement with somebody or whatever, but they were still friends. Right?
Yep, that's right.
They may not like that they went the one way politically and they went the other way, but they were still friends, and they respected that they had a right to that opinion.
Yeah.
Right?
That's their right.
Yeah.
It still is.
And now we live in a time that doesn't seem to be the case.
No, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like 1 year, I think the 2 elections ago, not the last one, the one before that, I had a Democratic sign on my lawn, I had a Republican sign.
Right. Yeah.
And people are going, you know, you have 2 Republicans. I go, yeah. I go, why not?
Right.
They're going, well, why would you? I said, because they both made sense to me.
Right.
And I said, and I'm a registered Republican, but
Right.
I'm kind of like in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, if I go with the right attitude for what I think, how I feel it should go.
Right.
Just because you're a Democrat doesn't mean you have the wrong idea.
No.
It doesn't mean anything at all. It just means that's what you're under. But if it makes sense to me, I vote for it.
I voted for both parties, and I always try to vote for the person that I feel at least is campaigning for the job and some issues that I think need to be taken care of.
It's kind of like grow up.
Yeah. You know, I mean, doesn't mean a Republican's bad, a Democrat's good, or vice versa, vice. It just means who can do the job, who has maybe a new vision of how we can get to the future in a better way.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, because if you really look at it, you know, we're a bunch of puppets. That's all we really are. You know, I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent. That has nothing to do with it. We're fighting over some people, over 2 powers, right? Democrat and Republican. And these guys are like this with us. Here, we'll move them like this. We're like puppets. We're fighting their battle.
Oh, totally.
No, wait.
They want us to war against each other, because it's a lot easier to win votes if you got people on opposite sides.
Well, watch, if you start taking away our guns, if you start doing all this stuff, well, how do you think they did it back in the day? How do you think Hitler did it?
Right.
Take everybody's guns, lead all the horses into the pond, and then kill them all and bury them.
Well,
no, I'm not about that. You know, I'm about free speech and letting you be you, let me be me. I have a lot of friends that are Democrats.
Right, I do too.
You know what? We're still friends.
Right. Yeah.
And they don't. You know, we don't really. We have a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
And you know, we talk about. Sometimes I agree with them.
Right.
Sometimes they agree with me.
Right. Yeah.
You know, no one's ever going to get it all right 100%.
Yeah. But we have to start having those conversations.
We got to start.
Yeah. Because right now we're kind of making each other this bitter enemy that's even worse than if it was somebody from a communist country.
It's just stupid.
Right?
Yeah. It's
so
stupid.
divided. So divided. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get to what you're doing now. You have a bail bonds company, and you do that, right?
My wife does.
Okay, that's your wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was ours, and then we didn't know what was going to happen with Bell.
Oh, right. That's what I heard. Yeah.
So good thing you guys saved it, because I tell you what, you know, we chase some crazy people, you know,
right.
and if we don't chase them, the police are so busy they don't have time to do it.
Right.
How they catch people is if you get caught driving, get caught with an ID, okay, they're going to arrest you and take you in. You know, not even that much anymore. But anyway, back then they did. And then, but see, if you jump bail on us, we have no choice but to come get you.
Right.
But see, since I'm 1999, I got licensed in 1999. I'm grandfathered into the old school ways.
Okay.
So any bounty hunter that comes with me is old school, and we don't need permission to do anything. We just do what we do.
Okay.
And, you know, we can, you know, and sometimes you have to. I don't want to tear people's property up. I don't want to have to break windows and bust down doors. I don't want to do that.
Sure.
You know, just be a man or a woman and handle your business and go to jail and do what you got to do. You know, I would, you know, but sometimes people want to play a different role and try to run and hide, play hide and seek. So, you know, if I come kicking open your door, don't blame me. You're running. It's your son. It's your family. Remember, you created it. You know, so, you know, if I'm pounding on your door at 3 a.m. and you don't answer, so I break your door down, and, you know, that's what I do. It's how we find people. You know, after you get tired of us kicking your door down for the 10th time, and after you replace it 10 times, then you'll get used to it. You'll say, okay, he's over here. And that happens a lot.
How do folks get a hold of you guys if they have a need, you know, for bail?
We're at Tony the Tiger Bail Bonds, and it's 916-362-0119.
Can you repeat that number again?
916-362-0119.
Okay.
And that's my wife will answer, and she's actually really good people. She's so I shouldn't say this sometimes, but she's so soft. She goes, oh, she believes everybody. We've been doing it 21 years. You know, whatever. you know, and now I do plumbing.
Oh, I thought I'd seen that on your Facebook.
And
I was like, maybe I'm misreading this, but it sounds like a plumbing company.
Yeah.
You said plumbing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? And I do repair and replace. I don't do new, and I don't do new construction. And a friend of mine owned a plumbing company. He goes, hey, man, because we were going to move because California's getting all crazy. And so he goes, what are you going to do? I go, he goes, you going to do bell anymore? I go, no, I'm getting too old. I don't want to do bell anymore. I'm getting tired of that. It's a 24-hour business. I'm too old to stay up all night long.
Right. Yeah.
And then so he goes, well, what are you going to do? He goes, I go, I don't know. He goes, open a plumbing company.
Oh, wow.
Because we were going to move to Vegas. I figured, well, I'll just get a job at a security in a hotel because I got a CCW. I got all that stuff.
Sure.
I was, I'll just do that. And he goes, man, just open a plumbing company.
Wow.
I go, you guys make money? He goes, yeah, we do okay. Fool makes money. For real. Because then I started thinking, I was going, well, you know what? Because I have a house in Mexico, right? So and me and my wife go once in a while, or I go by myself. And every time I ask him, and I ask him at the last minute, and not on purpose, but because I go, oh, hey, Kevin might want to go. You know, so, So then I go, hey, Kevin, want to go to Mexico? When? Well, I got to go Wednesday. Okay, let me see if I get some plane tickets. He's never not failed. He's always went.
Oh, wow.
He's always. I'm going, maybe he does make money.
He's doing all right.
So then I started working for him. So then I said, okay, let me see how it looks. I don't know anything about plumbing. So I've been doing it for a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
And it's not hard. It's not easy, but it's not hard.
Sure.
Sometimes it can be a lot of work. And I'm not, but I can tell everybody, I'm not afraid of work. You know, champion or not champion, I'm not afraid of work. I know how to make money.
Right.
You know, and so you know, so sometimes you got to dig, sometimes you don't. It's just common sense and having the right tools.
Right.
But the tools aren't cheap, so you got to have common sense and the right tools. And you know, and that's really what it is. And
so folks have plumbing needs, can they get a hold of you to fix the toilet or whatever the case may be?
You know what? Yeah, let me hold on.
Okay, we're going to find out here.
I don't know that number off the top of my head.
It's all right. You know, he's only been doing it for a year. So,
a year and a half.
A year and a half.
6 months is a big thing.
Tony the Tiger Lopez is joining us. J.D. Chandler, our radio buddy who drops by every once in a while on the podcast. And now Tony's got that plumbing number.
Yes, I do. If you have a plumbing problem, call me. It's 916-589-0455. That again, 916-489-0455.
All right.
And that's Tony the Tiger Plumbing. And it's kind of how I ran it here in California. To start off with, is a handyman service.
Okay.
I can work with a license, someone else's license, so I can do that. That's not a problem. So if you have a job that needs a license, I can help you there too. It doesn't matter how big or how small, I can do it all.
All right. You know, Tony, I want to thank you so much for being on our show.
No, man, it was great.
And you know, to me, you're the symbol of the American dream. You're one of those guys that carry the symbol of the American dream in the sense of you're this local guy, became a championship boxer 3 times, and has continued to prove that the American work ethic works
It
right?
does. Yes, sir.
And that all you need to do is dream it to achieve it, and then
That's
put in
right.
that work, put in that sweat and tears, and you do that. And thanks so much for dropping by the show.
Thank you, brother.
All right, thanks a lot.
My bad. I'm really bad at that. I'm sorry.
All right, we'll catch you next time on the Rex Show podcast.